Good morning to all of you. So today we are going to start again a new topic in gastrointestinal system, that is hernia. Okay. So this because this is a big topic, so we will be taking in different parts. So we'll start the first part today. Now we'll start with definition. What is the meaning of hernia? Okay. A hernia occurs when a portion of an organ within the abdomen, such as intestines, protrudes through a weakness in the muscles of the abdomen. Okay. hernia किसको बोलते हैं? एक वीक जगह, ठीक है, वीक जगह यूजुअली इन दी मसल्स ऑफ द एब्डोमेन, एक वीक जगह है, वहाँ से उस वीक जगह से इंटेस्टाइन्स या जो भी ऑर्गन है, ठीक है, वहाँ से प्रोट्रूड करना मतलब उस जगह से बाहर आता है। ये आप डायग्राम देख सकते हैं। दिस इज एन अम्बिलिकल हर्निया, ठीक है। तो इंटेस्टाइन का लूप इस हर्निएटेड जगह में आ गया एंड दिस इज अ वीक एरिया, तो इस जगह में इंटेस्टाइनल लूप आ गया। दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ हर्निया। व्हाट इज हर्निया? हर्निया इज अ प्रोट्रूशन ऑफ एन ऑर्गन वट एवर इज बीनीथ, ठीक है। हम लोग अभी पढ़ेंगे अलग अलग ऑर्गन्स हैं, ठीक है, जो भी वीक जगह है तो वहाँ से बाहर आ जाता है। दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ हर्निया। ओके, व्हेन अ पोर्शन ऑफ एन ऑर्गन विद इन द एब्डोमेन सच एज एन इंटेस्टाइन protrudes to the weakness in the muscles of the abdomen. Okay, so what is the result? A soft bulge is seen underneath the skin where the hernia is located. ठीक है, कैसे पता चलेगा hernia है? You see a soft bulge. bulge मतलब उभरा हुआ portion. You can see this उभरा हुआ portion दिखाई देगा. This is one definition. Second is a hernia occurs when an organ or a fatty tissue squeezes through a weak point in a surrounding muscle or a connective tissue called as fascia. Okay, so this another definition is a hernia occurs when an organ or a fatty tissue squeezes through a weak point in a surrounding muscle or a connective tissue called fascia. ठीक है, सेम चीज़ वही है, पर यहाँ पर एक what is fascia? फेशिया जो है इट इज़ अ कनेक्टिव टिश्यू कवरिंग. इट इज़ अ कनेक्टिव टिश्यू कवरिंग. सो इट इज़ यूजुअली मेड अप ऑफ कोलेजन and it is a covering of organs, it is a covering of muscles, etc. That is fascia. Okay, so see this is a facial layer. ठीक है, ये वीक हुआ, so ये organ इस तरफ आ गया. ठीक है, so occurs when an organ or a fatty tissue squeezes through a weak point in a surrounding muscle or connective tissue. ठीक है, so that is another definition of hernia. Now we'll study the classification of hernias based on nature and severity. Okay, hernia क्या भी हमने पढ़ लिया. some weak areas there, जहाँ भी hernia हो रहा है so वहाँ से वो particular organ बाहर आ जाएगा. Okay, now is classification based on nature and severity. First is reducible hernia. ठीक है, reducible hernia. What is mean by reducible hernia? A hernia may be deemed reducible if it can be easily manipulated into the place, and this can often be done with non-invasive procedure. ठीक है, if you see this diagram, यहाँ पर this is a case of umbilical hernia. ठीक है, umbilicus के पास वहाँ पर उभरा हुआ है. So the child is lying down and what is the nurse doing? The nurse is just pressing, so it has gone inside. इस टाइप के हर्निया को हम क्या बोलते हैं? रिड्यूसिबल हर्निया. where you can reduce it. reduce it मतलब जो उभरा वाला पोर्शन है आप उसको प्रेस करेंगे तो it will go inside. that is called as reducible hernia and it is non-invasive. आपको सिर्फ ये only the hands are being used and this can be reduced. So some hernia which can be reduced are called as reducible hernia. Reduced means they can be easily manipulated into the place. Manipulate मतलब आप ऐसे प्रेस करके उसको नॉर्मल शेप में ला सकते हैं. ठीक है, what is the next one? Irreducible. The opposite is आप reduce नहीं कर सकते हैं. Can you see this picture of massive? This is a big inguinal hernia. Okay, so even if you press from this side, this will not go inside. So this is called as irreducible. The other name is incarcerated hernia. Incarcerated hernia. If the bulge can be gently pressed back into the abdomen, it is reducible. If it cannot be pressed back, then it is incarcerated or it is irreducible. Difference आपको समझ में आ रहा है? प्रेस करने से जा रहा है तो reducible, प्रेस करने से नहीं जा रहा है, that is irreducible. Okay. Now when a hernia becomes incarcerated, उसका मतलब reduce नहीं हो रहा है. The infants or children will show signs of irritability. Child may vomit. There may be loss of appetite. There may be abnormal bowel patterns. There may be tenderness in the groin or swelling of the abdomen. ये सब symptoms ये सब सिम्टम्स डिपेंड करेगा कि हर्निया है कहाँ पर. तो डिपेंडिंग ऑन दैट अगर रिड्यूस नहीं हो रहा है, सो नेचुरली जो भी अंडरनीथ ऑर्गन्स है वो उस जगह में चले जाता है. ठीक है. सो इफ यू हैव दीज प्रॉब्लम्स, सो व्हाट आर द इश्यूज? देयर विल बी एनोरेक्सिया, bowel patterns may be abnormal. Why? Because in some area peristaltic movement is not taking place properly, or there may be tenderness in groin area. ये groin area में inguinal hernia रहता है, so it may be painful depending on what has come inside. Next is there will be swelling on the abdomen. Okay, so these are the signs and symptoms associated with incarcerated or irreducible hernia. Okay. Now we have third classification which is called as strangulated. Strangulated का हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? गला दबाना. That is called as strangulated. Okay. So with the prolonged period of incarceration, the blood supply of the intestine could be cut off, causing it to die. ठीक है. आप imagine कर लीजिए पाउच में intestine आ गया है. If this continues for a long time, तो क्या होगा? It can get twisted. ठीक है. जैसे यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ पार्ट ऑफ द हर्निएटेड ऑर्गन कैन बिकम ट्विस्टेड, कैन बिकम इडिमेटस, है ना. ये से क्या होगा? इट विल लीड टू सीरियस कॉम्प्लिकेशन. ओके. एंड इफ दिस ब्लड सप्लाई इज कट ऑफ, देन this requires urgent surgical attention and the surgery has to be done immediately. If you don't do it, then even necrosis can take place. Okay. So strangulated hernia is considered life threatening and requires prompt surgical intervention. ठीक है. strangulated आपको समझ में आ गया. hernia जो है आप अपनी इमेजिनेशन में करिए, रखिएगा. सपोज इंटेस्टाइन का लूप आ गया है. ठीक है. सो व्हाट हैपेंस व्हेन इंटेस्टाइनल लूप इज देयर? वो ट्विस्ट हो जाएगा या तो इडिमेटस हो जाएगा. ये कंडीशंस में द ब्लड सप्लाई विल बी कट ऑफ. एंड द ब्लड सप्लाई इज कट ऑफ फॉर अ लॉन्ग पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. तो प्रॉब्लम क्या होगा? दिस विल लीड टू नेक्रोसिस. ठीक है. तो इसीलिए दिस रिक्वायर्स प्रॉम्प्ट सर्जिकल इंटरवेंशन. ओके. सो ये देखो, ये दिस इज एन एग्जांपल ऑफ स्ट्रैंगुलेटेड हर्निया. ये अम्बिलिकल हर्निया है जिसमें इंटेस्टाइनल लूप है. ओके. सो अभी this is an big umbilical hernia where there is an intestinal loop. Okay. So if strangulation is there, the child will have severe abdominal pain, abdominal distress. Okay. Bowel movements will be affected. The child will be irritable and all those signs and symptoms will be there. Okay. So this is a picture of strangulated hernia. Now we have studied the classification of hernias based on nature and severity. We have studied that there are three types. First is reducible hernia, second is irreducible hernia. Reducible hernia is if you manipulate, hernia will go back to the place. Irreducible का क्या मतलब है? आप manipulate नहीं कर सकते. ठीक है. प्रेस करने से वापस नहीं जा रहा. That is irreducible. The other name is incarcerated. Okay. And third is incarcerated. अगर लंबा पीरियड चला, so this can become strangulated when the blood supply of the intestine could be cut off due to twisting or due to edema. Okay. And this requires prompt surgical intervention. तो ये क्लासिफिकेशन है in general classification of hernia. तो हमारे पास three different types of hernia है based on nature and severity. Okay. Now we'll come to types of hernia in children. Okay. ये है हम लोग अभी जो basically पढ़ेंगे. We will study about inguinal hernia, umbilical hernia, diaphragmatic hernia, omphalocele, gastrocysts. Okay. So these are the different hernia we are going to study. Okay. बच्चों में यही होता है. ठीक है. In adults we have more hernias, but our topic is not related to that. So in children, this is what we are going to study, each of it. Okay. Now, we will start with inguinal hernia. Now, what is the pathophysiology of inguinal hernia in boys? We shall be studying pathophysiology of for inguinal hernia separately for boys and girls. Okay. So, boys, what happens is in 12 to 14 weeks of fetal development, the testis is formed. Okay. So, as the fetus develops, the testis moves downwards. Okay. Then what happens is a portion of peritoneum that attaches the testicles is drawn into the scrotum, forming a sac or a pouch. Okay, testis is moving downward as the fetus is developing, but what happens is there may be a portion of peritoneum which is attached to the testicle. It is drawn into the scrotum and it forms a sac or a pouch. Okay, now in the sac two things can take place. If fluid is there, it is called as hydrocele. If organs are there, it is called as inguinal hernia. ठीक है, I will repeat the same thing. What happens in at 12 to 14 weeks of fetal development, testis is formed in the abdomen. Okay, so when testis is formed, it moves downward as the fetal. What moves downward? Testis move downwards as fetal development, as fetus develop. And what happens is a portion of peritoneum का एक part जो testicle से attached है, वो किस में चले जाएगा? स्क्रोटम में चले जाएगा, and it will form a sac or a pouch. ठीक है, पाउच मतलब एक गोल पाउच, यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड. ओके, नाउ सैक में दो चीज हो सकता है. अगर फ्लूइड भर गया देन इट इज कॉल्ड एज हाइड्रोसील. अगर ऑर्गन हो गया तो देन इट इज कॉल्ड एज इनग्वाइनल हर्निया. सो दिस वाज पैथोफिजियोलॉजी ऑफ इनग्वाइनल हर्निया फॉर बॉयज. नाउ वी स्टडी फॉर गर्ल्स. वी विल स्टार्ट एट द सेम वे. 12 to 14 weeks of fetal development, ovaries are formed. वहाँ पे testis formed था, here it is ovaries are formed in the abdomen, and this moves downwards as fetal develop. Now here you have a change. The round ligament of the uterus descends into the groin at labia and forms processus vaginalis, which normally closes before birth. ठीक है, 12 to 14 weeks में fetal development चल रहा है, ovaries बन गया, it is coming down. अब यूट्रस का एक राउंड लिगामेंट है. मोर लिगामेंट्स आर देयर बट या राउंड लिगामेंट का इंपॉर्टेंस है. राउंड लिगामेंट इट डिसेंड्स, डिसेंड मतलब नीचे चले गया. कहाँ पे? ग्रोइन. कहाँ पर? लेबिया के पास. एंड इट फॉर्म्स अ प्रोसेस विच इज कॉल्ड एज प्रोसेसस वेजिनालिस. ये प्रोसेसस वेजिनालिस नॉर्मली बर्थ के पहले क्लोज हो जाता है. ठीक है, बट इफ इट डज नॉट क्लोज, if the closure of process vaginalis is delayed or incomplete, तब क्या होगा? स्ट्रेच हो जाएगा. ठीक है, प्रोसेस वेजिनालिस राउंड लिगामेंट नीचे आके अभी जो हमने पढ़ा था, राउंड लिगामेंट इट डिसेंड्स इन द ग्रोइन एट द लेबिया एंड फॉर्म्स दिस. ओके, और नॉर्मली क्लोज हो जाता है. पर प्रॉब्लम क्या है? इट इज नॉट क्लोजिंग और इट इज डिलेड. तब क्या होगा? देयर विल बी स्ट्रेचिंग ऑफ प्रोसेसस वेजिनालिस. ये स्ट्रेचिंग मतलब खिंचाव हो जाता है. खिंचाव के कारण इट फॉर्म्स इनग्वाइनल सैक. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज इट अलाउज द ऑर्गन, यूजुअली इट इज फैलोपियन ट्यूब एंड द ओवरी, टू एंटर दिस सैक एंड दिस कॉजेज इनग्वाइनल हर्निया. ठीक है, तो इनग्वाइनल हर्निया इट्स नॉट ओनली इन बॉयज, गर्ल्स में भी होता है, बट द परसेंटेज इज लेस. ओके, एंड गर्ल्स यू विल फाइंड बल्जिंग इन द लेबिया. ओके, ठीक है. सो दिस वाज पैथोफिजियोलॉजी of inguinal hernia for girls. Okay, now this ये पिक्चर देखने से आपको क्लियर हो जाएगा. See, this is normal. Okay, this is testicle. Okay, and this is the scrotum. What you find is these are the intestinal loop. ये ऊपर ही है, वो इधर नहीं आ रहा. Now inguinal hernia into scrotum. तब ये देखो, ये intestine यहाँ से इधर तक आ गया. That is inguinal hernia into scrotum. अब नाउ इज inguinal hernia into, ये है inguinal canal. Inguinal canal में intestine आ गया, but it is not gone inside. This is how ये जगह वीक था तो यहाँ से अंदर तक आ गया. ठीक है, यहाँ थोड़ा कुछ वीकनेस था तो some part has come. So this is how the inguinal hernia is formed. Now is incidence. Okay, 80 to 90% in boys. तो क्या मतलब है? It is only 10 to 20% in girls. Next is it is more common in the right side, but 10% में दोनों साइड हो सकता है. ओके, मैंने जो पीछे में स्लाइड डाला है, दोनों साइड इट इज बाइलेटरल. ओके, 10 to 20%, सॉरी इन 10% इट इज बाइलेटरल, मतलब दोनों साइड में. प्री टर्म बेबीज में ज़्यादा चांस है इनग्वाइनल हर्निया का, एंड पॉजिटिव फैमिली हिस्ट्री है so that can cause. ठीक है, so this is an example of inguinal hernia. Okay, and this usually 80 to 90% occurs in boys. Now with incidence, inguinal hernia can occur at any age, but 1/3 of hernia first 6 months में आ जाएगा. ठीक है, 1/3 of hernia. फुल टर्म बेबीज में इट इज ओनली 3 to 5%, बट प्री टर्म में इट इज 30%. ओके, क्लियर है आपको? फुल टर्म बेबीज में इट इज ओनली 3 to 5% को हर्निया हो रहा है, बट इन प्री टर्म बेबीज इट इंक्रीजेज अप टू, इट इज ऑलमोस्ट 10 to 50% इंक्रीज, दैट इज 30 to अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 30%. ठीक है, ये डायग्राम में आप देखो, see this is the swelling near the labia. This is of a female girl, incarcerated ovarian inguinal hernia in 2 months old girl born premature. Okay, so this is how inguinal hernia in females look like. Okay, now with classification of hernia based on inferior epigastric vessels. ये classification जो है ये this is specific for inguinal hernia. Okay, we have two groups, two types. One is direct, second is indirect. What is the meaning of direct? An inguinal hernia occurs medial to inferior epigastric vessels. ठीक है, ये जो epigastric vessels है ये inguinal ligament के ठीक ऊपर रहता है. Okay, this inferior epigastric blood vessels are situated just above the inguinal ligament. Okay, so ये inguinal hernia कहाँ पर है? It is medial to inferior epigastric vessel. Medial मतलब towards midline. Okay, medial to inferior epigastric vessels where the abdominal contents herniate through weak spot in the fascia of the posterior wall of inguinal canal. तो क्या मतलब है? inguinal canal के पीछे के साइड posterior और inferior epigastric vessel के medial में अगर ऐसा presentation है then it is called as direct. Direct का क्या मतलब है? inferior epigastric vessels के medial में हो रहा है hernia. कहाँ पर? Through a weak spot in the fascia. Fascia मैंने आपको बताया it is a covering of the connective tissue basically made with collagen. Okay, so in the posterior wall of the inguinal canal के back side में और epigastric के medial में. Indirect का क्या difference है? It is the lateral to inferior epigastric vessels. ये medial था, it is lateral. Okay, और the abdominal contents protrude through deep inguinal ring. ठीक है, जो यहाँ पे hernia हो रहा है वो किसके थ्रू हो रहा है? डीप इनग्वाइनल रिंग में. और यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा था? फेशिया ऑफ द पोस्टीरियर वॉल. ठीक है, दोनों का डिफरेंस मैं एक और बता रही. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय डायरेक्ट? डायरेक्ट का मतलब ये है कि वी हैव इंफीरियर एपिगैस्ट्रिक ब्लड वेसल्स विच आर सिचुएटेड जस्ट अबव द इनग्वाइनल कैनाल, इनग्वाइनल लिगामेंट. ओके, अगर इंफीरियर एपिगैस्ट्रिक वेसल के मीडियल में अगर हर्निया हो रहा है तो इसको हम डायरेक्ट बोलते हैं. ठीक है, डायरेक्ट. नाउ ये कब होगा? व्हेन द एब्डोमिनल कंटेंट्स हर्निएट थ्रू वीक स्पॉट इन द फेशिया ऑफ द पोस्टीरियर वॉल ऑफ इनग्वाइनल कैनाल. इनग्वाइनल कैनाल के बैक साइड में पोस्टीरियर पार्ट में देयर इज अ वीकनिंग और वहां से एब्डोमिनल कंटेंट्स हर्निएट हो रहा है. व्हाट इज इनडायरेक्ट? Inguinal hernia occurs, this is lateral to inferior epigastric vessel और contents किसके through herniate हो रहा है? Inguinal ring, deep inguinal ring. Okay, it is herniating through deep inguinal ring. So first difference is medial to, direct is medial to this inferior epigastric vessels. This is lateral to inferior epigastric vessels. This is in posterior wall of the inguinal canal. This is protrude through deep inguinal ring. So these are the difference between direct and indirect. Okay, so this is specific for inguinal hernia. Okay, अब हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं. What are the risk factors for inguinal hernia? Okay, in 10% of the cases there is a positive family history. ठीक है, preterm babies में it is 30%. अगर एक parent को है और a sibling है then it is a risk factor. Cystic fibrosis, developmental dysplasia of hip, undescended testis. Undescended testis मतलब मेल बेबीज में वी नो कि टेस्टिस इज इन द स्क्रोटम, बट कभी कभी इट रिमेन्स अबाउ द इनग्वाइनल कैनाल, ओके, तो नीचे नहीं आया है. अभी अनु मैडम ने क्लास लिया था क्रिप्टोर्किटिज्म, दैट इज अनडिसेंडेड टेस्टिस. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज इफ देयर इज एनी प्रॉब्लम फॉर यूरेथ्रा. तो ये दीज आर द डिफरेंट फैक्टर्स विच आर रिस्क फैक्टर्स फॉर इनग्वाइनल हर्निया. ठीक है. Now is what are the sign and symptoms of inguinal hernia? Okay, first is there is a swelling or bulge in the groin. ये आप देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे. Okay, so this is a bulge in the groin. Okay, swelling or bulge in the groin or maybe in the scrotum. ठीक है. scrotum में भी हो सकता है, groin में भी हो सकता है. and this may be seen during crying or straining. straining means ताकत लगा रहा है, या तो straining at stool है. Okay, or the child is lifting something, any strain. So these are so this is seen during crying or straining and may get smaller or go away when the baby relaxes. उसका मतलब क्या है? बेबी सुपाइन पोजीशन में लेट गया तो क्या होगा? ग्रेविटी से इट गोज इनसाइड. ओके, व्हेन द बेबी इज रिलैक्सिंग, कुछ लिफ्ट नहीं कर रहा है, सो इट गोज अवे. सो दैट ऑल डिपेंड ऑन कितना बल्जिंग है. ठीक है. सो इफ इट इज स्मॉल, दिस इज व्हाट इट यूजुअली ऑकर्स. You have a small swelling. So this swelling can be seen either in the groin or in the scrotum. ये male babies के लिए. ठीक है. Suppose if it is female babies, you can see in the groin or near the labia. Okay. Usually if it is a ovarian bulging. Okay. So this may be seen during crying. When the child cries, you can see, or if the child is straining. But this will become smaller. Means either it will the size will be reduced or it will disappear when the baby relaxes. Okay. There may be a smooth mass that is usually not tender. If you touch this area, it is not painful. Okay. In some babies it is not painful. In some babies there is localized pain. See, pain depends on what is the size of the hernia. Second is it depends on which part is coming inside. ठीक है. So that decide. Suppose if intestinal loop is coming, so there may be pain. Then next is if it is getting edema, if the intestine, loop of intestine which has come inside this herniated portion, if it is having edema, patient will have pain. If it is fisted, there will be severe pain. So this all will depend on all this. Then pain or discomfort when coughing, exercising or during bowel movements. So whenever these inguinal hernias are there, when the child coughs or when the child exercises or the child is having bowel movements, the child will have pain or the child will feel uncomfortable. Okay. So when the patient is asked to bear down, okay, this becomes larger. मतलब for example straining its stool, that is a type of bearing down. Okay. So this will become big. What will become big? The herniated area will become big. Okay. In girls, the hernia appears as a lump extending from the groin into the upper labia. Okay. So these are the different sign and symptom. The basic thing is you will see this swelling or the bulge, maybe the groin or scrotum. This may increase or decrease depending on the position of the child. If the child is crying or straining or doing some exercise or coughing, it will bulge. And if the child is relaxing, it will go away or it will reduce in size. Then there may be pain or there may not be pain depending on the size and which part has been herniated. Okay. Now is how to manage inguinal hernia. Okay. All inguinal hernias in infants are repaired surgically to avoid the risk of incarceration of bowel and gonadal atrophy. Okay. So if it is an inguinal hernia, it has to be repaired. Why? Because it can cause incarceration of bowel or even it can cause atrophy of the gonads. Okay. We have seen the previous slide where the loop of intestine was inside the scrotum. If the loop of intestine is inside the scrotum, then testis will not have enough space to grow, and if the loop of intestine is big enough, it will cause atrophy. Next is atrophy means it will press the testis to such an extent that atrophic changes will take place. Okay, so and then such a loop can even have incarceration of bowel. Okay, so what is the surgery we do? Herniatomy. What is a herniatomy? It is a surgical correction of hernia by cutting through a band of tissues that constrict it. So whatever is a band of tissues, you cut it and you close the hernia with a suture or covering it with a plastic net. Okay, if you have worked in OT, you must have seen mesh repair. So what we do is we use a mesh so that after the repair this contents does not come out. Okay, now what do we do here is a small incision is made into the groin and the side of the hernia. The hernia sac is identified and separated from a vas. Vas here is vas deferens and the blood vessels to the testis. So first is you identify the hernial sac and then you separate it from two things. One is vas deferens and second is the blood vessels. Okay, any hernial contents are pushed back to where they belong. If it is intestine, it is pushed back. If it is ovary, it is pushed back. Depending on what area it is pushed back. Then the sac is divided and it is tied off, and the wound is closed with dissolving stitches. You must have seen then the child did not come for stitch removal, and the wound is closed with dissolving stitches. Okay, so this is how we do herniatomy in children. Okay, now what are the home care instructions? Home care instructions are most children go home the same day after a short stay. Okay, preterm babies may require maybe one more day. Most children can eat a regular diet right after the surgery. Okay, and 1 to 2 weeks the child is completely all right. Only thing the child should refrain from strenuous activities for 1 to 2 weeks. 1-2 हफ्ते के बाद the child can be normal. ठीक है. Next is bathing has to be avoided for 2 to 3 days post surgery. Why? Because we don't want contamination of the stitches. Okay, if it was a big inguinal hernia, then what happens is swelling is there in the scrotum. Okay, so this swelling is normal and will go away on its own within several weeks to months. This is only in case of large inguinal hernia. Small में this is not an issue at all. Okay, if it is a big inguinal hernia, then this may take a long time. There will be swelling and it will take a long time to for the swelling to reduce. Okay, now we are starting a new topic, that is umbilical hernia. Okay, inguinal hernia is over. Now we are starting umbilical hernia. ये अब दिखाई दे रहा है आपको umbilical hernia. It is the protrusion of intestine and omentum through a hernia in the abdominal wall near the navel. Navel is the navel. Okay, belly button. It is also called as belly button. Okay, usually self-correcting after birth. So umbilical hernia के लिए ज़्यादा घबराने की बात नहीं है. If it is small, अपने आप ठीक हो जाता है. ठीक है. So only जो ठीक नहीं हो रहा, that only requires surgical intervention. पर inguinal hernia का वो नहीं था. Inguinal hernia has to be corrected surgically. There is no other option. Okay. So what is umbilical hernia? It is protrusion of intestinal omentum through a hernia in the abdominal wall near the navel. Okay. Now this is umbilical hernia. Okay. Now umbilical hernia are most common, and in preterm babies and those with low birth weight, this is all the more common. And in United States, African American infants, they have slightly greater risk as compared to whites, and this is equal in both boys and girls. So these are the risk factors. Now what is the pathophysiology of umbilical hernia? During development of fetus, okay, a small opening is present in the abdomen muscles so that the umbilical cord can pass through, connecting mother to the baby. We know that at the level of umbilicus, you have a small opening through which the umbilical cord is coming out, and it is a connection between placenta and the fetus. Okay, usually this abdominal opening will close, but sometimes these muscles do not meet and they create a small opening. See, okay? So there a small muscle is there which is expected to meet पर नहीं जुड़ता, इसलिए क्या ओपनिंग है. A loop of intestine can move into the opening between the abdominal muscle and cause hernia. ठीक है. तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है? Development of fetus, एक small opening normally बना है for the umbilical cord to pass. उसके बाद क्या हो जाता है? ये क्लोज होना थी, पर कभी कभी क्लोज होता नहीं. तो what happens is opening रह जाता है. इस opening से loop of intestine can come and it can cause hernia. Okay, so this is the pathophysiology of umbilical hernia. नर्वस, ये देखो यहाँ दिख रहा है वही है, बल्ज और स्वेलिंग नियर योर belly button इज जो नेवल, ओके। एंड अम्बिलिकल हर्निया में बी स्पेशली एविडेंट कब है, रोते समय, इज सिमिलर टू इंग्वानल हर्निया, सो दिस कॉजेज प्रोट्रूशन और कफिंग, स्ट्रेनिंग, बॉबल मूवमेंट और द चाइल्ड इज सिटिंग, ऑल दिस, ठीक है। द चाइल्ड इवन कैन हैव nausea, vomiting और constipation, okay. Now, if it is a strangulated umbilical hernia, then the child will have fever, constipation, severe abdominal pain and tenderness, nausea, vomiting. There is a bulging lump, redness and other discoloration. ठीक है? So you have two groups of symptoms. एक group of symptoms है जिसमें strangulation नहीं हुआ. So these are the signs and symptoms. But if it is a strangulated one, तब there will be severe abdominal pain, tenderness, fever, constipation, nausea, vomiting. There will be bulging lump and there will be redness and other discoloration, okay. Now how to diagnose? First is physical examination, you have to do it, see it, how they are doing. Next is take an abdominal x-ray and ultrasound will 100%. This is clearly visible with the naked eye. To what extent it is involved, ultrasound can be done, and this is one of the best method to diagnose and also assess the severity of umbilical hernia. By 1 year of age, the umbilical hernia usually closes, okay. 5 साल तक खत्म, okay. But if the hernia becomes bigger with age, now this is to be noted. Umbilical hernia ठीक है, but if it is gradually increasing in size, now surgical intervention is required, okay. And it is beginning and it is not reducible. छोटा रहने से क्या है, इट इज़ रिड्यूसेबल. अभी हम लोग समझते हैं व्हाट इज रिड्यूसेबल. रिड्यूसेबल का क्या मतलब है, जो कंटेंट्स बाहर आया था प्रेस करने से अंदर चले गया, दैट इज रिड्यूसेबल, ओके. सो इफ इट इज नॉट रिड्यूसेबल एंड इफ इट इज बिकमिंग बिगर एंड बिगर, then surgery is to be done, okay. So during surgery a small incision is made in the umbilicus and the loop of intestine is placed back into the abdominal cavity and the muscles are then sutured together, okay. So this is how you do for hernia. अभी आपको कंसेप्ट भी क्लियर है. 1 ईयर तक यूजुअली क्लोज, 5 साल तक मैक्सिमम क्लोज हो जाता है. बट इफ़ यू फाइंड कि हर्निया का साइज बढ़ रहा है एंड रिड्यूस नहीं हो रहा है, देन सर्जिकल इंटरवेंशन इज रिक्वायर्ड. सो व्हाट यू डू इज यू गिव अ स्मॉल इncision, push the loop of intestine back into the abdomen and muscles are sutured together, okay. Now we will we have a difference between omphalocele and umbilical hernia. Actually, we have another hernia which occurs at the same place, which is called as omphalocele, and we have another word which is called as umbilical hernia, okay. So I will be dealing with umbilical this topic in the next class, okay. So today what all we have studied, okay. So this topic I will be dealing in the next class, second part of this hernia because it is a big topic, so we will be taking in different I think 3 sessions will be required, at least 3 sessions will be required for hernia. So today what all we have studied? Today what we have studied is, we have studied what is hernia. It is an protrusion through a weakness in the abdominal wall and or maybe protrusion through the fascia, okay. Next is we studied, we have different types of hernia. One is reducible hernia which can be manipulated and it goes inside, okay. And this is done by non-invasive, no surgical intervention is required. With small pressure this can be done. Next is irreducible, when it is not going back. So if if the hernia is incarcerated, then what happens is the child will have additional symptoms like irritability, vomiting, abdominal bowel patterns, tenderness, swelling of the abdomen, okay. Strangulated is if incarceration continues for a long time, तो क्या हो जाएगा, there can be edema, there can be twisting and there can be even necrosis of the strangulated part. So that is called as strangulated hernia. फिर this is a photo of then we will be studying different types. So we started with inguinal hernia. Inguinal hernia occurs both in boys and girls, but 80 to 90% occurs in boys. So what the pathophysiologist, 12 to 14 weeks of fetal development, testis is formed which moves downwards But if the portion of peritoneum which attaches a testicle, sometimes it is drawn into the scrotum, it forms a sac or a pouch, and this sac can even have hydrocele if the fluid is entering, or if you have organs, then it is called as inguinal hernia. For girls, same thing, it starts at 12 to 14 weeks of fetal development, ovaries are formed, it is moving downward. So you have a round ligament of the uterus which descends into the groin at the labia and forms processus vaginitis, which normally closes. But if it does not close, it stretches and forms an inguinal sac. So in this sac, fallopian tubes and ovaries are usually what goes inside, and it causes inguinal hernia. Okay. Now this is a diagram, normal. This is a loop of intestine which has come right up to the scrotum, and here is only till the inguinal canal. Okay. Next is incidence, 82%, 90% in boys, only 10 to 20% in girls, usually on the right side, but 10% can have on both sides. Preterms have more in common, positive family history again more common. Okay. Next is, it usually occurs in first 6 months of life, and the incidence in full term is only 3 to 5, but in preterm it is up to 30%. So that great increase is there. So we have two groups, classification based on inferior epigastric vessels. One is direct, one is indirect. Direct is if the inguinal hernia is medial to inferior epigastric vessels and posterior to the inguinal canal. Indirect is, it is lateral to the inferior epigastric vessels and protrusion is through deep inguinal ring. So that is the difference of indirect and direct inguinal hernia. Okay. Next is, we have risk factors. Family history is the most common. Other rare risk factors are cystic fibrosis, development dysplasia of hip, undescended testis, and problems with urethra. Okay. Now what are the signs and symptoms? You have a swelling when the child is crying, maybe exercising, maybe coughing, or maybe straining. This will bulge. But when the child is relaxing, it may go. There may be pain, there may not be pain, depending on size and what organ has been affected. In girls, I told you it is rare, only 10 to 20%. The hernia appears as lump extending from the groin into the upper labia. Okay. Now the surgical intervention of inguinal hernia is herniatomy. Okay. So all inguinal hernias have to be repaired surgically, because we don't want the incarceration of bowel and gonadal atrophy. Okay. So how do? We make a small incision. The hernial sac is identified. You separate it from the vas deferens and blood vessels. The contents are pushed back to where they belong, and it is divided and tied off, and it is stitched by dissolving stitches. Home care can be discharged on the same day. If it is a preterm baby, may have to stay for 1 day. The child can resume normal activity in 1 to 2 weeks, but for 1 to 2 weeks the child has to be careful. They should not engage in strenuous activities. Then bath should not be, the child should not be bathed for 2 to 3 days. And if it is a large inguinal hernia, then there will be scrotal swelling, which may continue for maybe some weeks to even months. Okay. Then we started with umbilical hernia. It is a protrusion of intestinal omentum through the hernia of the abdominal wall. This corrects usually itself. Okay, it is common, but preterm commons have more, African American have more, and girls and boys it is 50% same. Okay, so what happens is, there is a normal opening for the umbilical cord to pass, but if it does not close, it causes their opening remains, and this causes hernia. And there is a loop of intestine and come inside this. Okay. Next is umbilical hernia. Same thing, there will be bulging, which increases when the child is crying, straining, doing a bowel movement. Apart from that, the child can have nausea, vomiting. There can be even constipation. But if it is a strangulated hernia, the signs and symptoms are very severe. There will be severe abdominal tenderness, constipation, fever, nausea, vomiting, and there will be an abdominal lump. Okay. You diagnose it, usually be ultrasound and physical examination and abdominal X-ray. By 1 year it is okay, maximum by 5 years, but if the size is increasing or it is not reducible, then incision can be done and surgical intervention can be there. It can be put back and then it can be sutured together. Okay. So that was all about today's class. So we will be discussing the remaining part in the next class. Okay, I hope I thank all of you for the patient listening, and I request all of you to please go through the video right on the day when it is uploaded, so that there is no backlog. It is easier for you to study. You are having tests and you can all see you are at the home, so please see the videos nicely, understand it. If you have any doubts, please ask. But just don't click and waste the time. Okay, click and see the whole of the video, then only this will be useful to you. Thank you.